next video on the topic merits and demerits of departmental undertaking. So today we will be discussing about the merits, then we will be discussing about the demerits of departmental undertaking. Let's give a brief about the merits of departmental undertaking. So point number one, it states easy formation. As we have discussed in the point of its introduction and features part, as these are the part of department undertaking are the part of the government. So formation is very easy because as the government forms, the department undertaking forms, and therefore they do not require any registration, additional registration to undergo any department undertaking, which means they are free of registration policy. Point number two is effective control. Control is very strong because these department undertaking are under the control of direct control of the government, which is centralized, which means the government which is in the center used to have a direct control of these department undertaking. Third point is optimum utilization of funds. Funds को बहुत properly use कर सकते हैं. Why? Because all the funds, that is the finance, is being first of all sanction कराया जाता है government से. Then all these funds is being bring into the budget. Government खुद budget decide करती है इसका. Government खुद audit करती है. Even though the government takes care of the accounting part also. कि आपने कितना spending की है, कितनी earning हुई. Each and everything is being done by the government owned departments. That's why the funds are being properly used. No wastage of the funds is being done with this departmental undertaking. Point number four is accountability. Accountability means answerable. All the departmental undertaking are answerable in the parliament, which means they all are accountable in the parliament, which is being the public accountability, जो public भी इसको सुन सकती है, because all the things are discussed in the parliament are being in the front of the general public. Point number fifth is public revenue. As we are discussing the point features, that all the revenue is being generated by department undertaking are being deposited in the treasury of the government, which means it helps in increasing the revenue of the government. जितना ज़्यादा पैसा ये कमाएंगे उतना ज़्यादा गवर्नमेंट का खुद का रेवेन्यू इंक्रीज होता है. Now coming to the points of demerits. Demerits के कौन से points हैं? Let us discuss the 4 points. Point number one stage inflexibility. Inflexibility, which means they cannot operate according to their own wish and will. Why? Because all the departmental undertaking are strict under the control of parliament, which means centralized government also. Even the interference of the ministers and officials are being, and the government officials are being very so much in these departmental undertaking, which decreases the efficiency of workers, efficiency of the officials in these departmental undertaking. बार बार अगर ministers आएंगे interference करेंगे तो कोई भी official इसके अंदर ज़्यादा देर तक अपनी efficiency build up नहीं कर पाता, because they have a problem of interfering in the work of the officials. Point number two is lack of motivation. Motivation, which means zeal, power कम होती है इन officials के अंदर who are working in the department undertaking. Why? Because there is no incentive to increase the profits. अगर इन undertakings के अंदर हम profit generate करते हैं कोई भी civil servants, तो उनको कोई reward system additional नहीं है. Why? Because in this there is no relation between the effort and the reward. किसी ने additional efforts किए तो उसको कोई reward मिलेगा? No. Because here the promotions are done on the basis of seniority, not on the basis of the efforts. So if a person is doing maximum efforts but he is not in a senior position, he won't be promoted as soon as the age being covered up. जब तक उसकी वो age नहीं आती तब तक वो promotion में नहीं आ सकता. That's why they have a concern of lack of motivation. इसलिए वो क्या करते, काम उतना efficiency से नहीं करते, because they know that as the age will come they will get promotions. Point number three is lack of financial autonomy. Finance को खुद freely use नहीं कर सकते, इसकी कमी है. Even though they generate money, but they cannot use, because all the generations, all the funds are being sanctioned by the budget of the government, and these all the department undertaking do not invest the money in the long-term projects, because all the money is being under the parliamentary control. Even they cannot use, they do not have a open and freedom to independent to use the funds of their according to their own departmental to make the department undertaking more profitable. They cannot use that because they do not have a like autonomy, they do not have the power, they do not have the like freedom or independence to use that particular funds, because all the things are being handled by the government itself. Point number four is inefficient management. Management भी पूरी efficiency से काम नहीं कर पाती. What was the main reason? The main reason is the government officials, because all the undertakings are being run by the government officials, and these government officials are already being overburdened. Overburdened with what? Paperwork. Because they need to be answerable to the ministers, to the parliamentary, which are being discussed, the cases which are being discussed, the issues. So in that case, they need to lot of work they need to do regarding the paperwork, rather than putting their more efficiency in the work of department undertaking. So that's why the efficiency of these particular officials being lessened up. And one more reason was that these government officials used to get transferred after a few point of time, which means they cannot put their more efficiency in the particular job which they are handling in the particular scenario. So that's why there is a deal of inefficiency in management. So students, this was the topic related to the merits and demerits of department undertaking. Do visit my next video on the further topic of public corporation. Thank you so much.